Good morning, everybody. Joe Ciaccio here.
You good? Yeah, I don't know how this popped up.
It says somebody attend the announced name or something.
Okay. Never seen that happen.
Okay, Monday morning. Technical difficulties, amazing. As I said, all these fancy computers and cell phones, things just never work right every day. But then again, Jay's got it right now. I'm going to start off with this here. We're going to talk about today how to retain the business you wrote, the better ways to keep it, and what to do if you get a chargeback. I've got two agents we brought on about a month ago who I went over the Prosperity Bonus Program with them. I've never seen somebody get so excited over using a certain carrier with all the benefits and features that comes with Prosperity. Approval right there with the client. You can write a term, you can write a whole life, you can write their prime term 100. That's for people that are not quite totally healthy on a 20-year term. What they like was the bonus program. I was going to tell you the bonus program, then I'm going to get to the call. If you want to know more about it, get with Jay. He'll send it to you. Quarter one, which we're in right now. Any quarter you start with us, that begins quarter one for you. So in quarter one that you start writing the business, if you write $25,000 of issued and submitted business within the 3-month quarter period, they're going to give you 10% bonus on top of your commission. Second quarter you do it back to back, you make 12%. You do it again the third quarter, you make 14%. You do it again in the fourth quarter, you make 15%. So my thought process is that if I'm going to go out and write business, what about if I use a carrier that's going to pay me on top of the generous commission I'm already making? And I started thinking, let's say you do $30,000 a month times 10%. That's $3,000. Another $3,000, another $3,000, and it's be like another $4,500 at the end. You're looking at like over $15,000 in just commission extra that you're making. It's paying for their leads. Doesn't take much of a rocket scientist to see, do your job, write people with a good carrier, get them approved, get them coverage, and you make additional dollars that the carrier wants you to do to push their product. If you want information, give Jay a call. He'll send you the sheet to where it explains you a little bit more detail how it works. Okay, let's talk about how you retain business. And before we go over anything, everyone on this call should learn how to be a better closer, a better salesperson, critique their words, learn better things. It includes me now. I'm not just saying, you. Every day when you're out there, you must always try to do things a little bit better. Changing a word, adding something to a sentence, listening a little bit more, retaining things that the client tells you that you can go back and repeat to them to where it makes them feel confident that you're listening to them. But it does not matter how good you are, you're going to get a chargeback that you cannot rescue. There's just certain people that just don't realize the value of what you're offering them, and they feel I'd rather keep that money in my pocket than give it to you. So we've got to think about is that you're going to run across those people. So you got to sit and think, almost every person I'm going to talk to, I've got to make sure that when I leave that house, they have that warm, fuzzy feeling that it's okay to take the money out of that pocket and give it to you. That's the only way that you will be successful, is making them have that comfort with you. That you're giving them the feeling that when that sad day comes, their loved ones are going to be taken care of. And that's all in the words you choose, your voice inflection, how you handle the things that you speak about, eye contact, all of those little small things add up. So if you sit and think, if I'm going to rush through a presentation, there's a possibility they may keep it, and a possibility they may not keep it. Because what we all know is that people buy based on emotions and feelings, yet they keep it based on logic. I don't know if I really can afford that $82 a month. I don't know if I can afford that $57 a month. So what we need to do is that we're in the house, we need to kind of break down these premiums. So when they're in the house with them, we're telling them, man, we have this program here for $10,000 for you is $61 and change. It's about $2 a day to give you peace of mind. When it gets to the $90, it's about $3 a day, which is going to give you peace of mind that when something, God forbid, happens to you, your son Anthony or your daughter Marie is going to call me, and I'm going to hold their hand to walk them through this process to make sure everything's taken care of for you for only $2 a day. And they're looking at you and they're saying that $2 a day is still $60, that $3 a day is still $90. But what we want to do, we want to try to show a low price, $2 a day for $10,000. $3 a day for $13,500. We always want to break it down to where in their mind they can justify spending that money. Years ago, there's a guy that used to work with us named by Dave in Las Vegas. He used to have the $1 a day plan. When the people didn't want to buy, he said, listen, why don't we just start off with a $1 a day plan, and then from there we can always add to it. And believe it or not, $1 a day seems kind of cheap. We know it's $30 a month, yet certain times people can relate to that. So if Dave can relate to a $1 a day plan and people would buy from him who were hesitant before, what about if you do the $2 a day, the $3 a day, even the $4 a day plan, depending on how much money that they really want, how much money that they need, and how many kids they have. Because a lot of times people will buy a burial program from us to take care of their burial, leave a little bit of money for their kids, leave a little bit of money for their grandkids, $2,000, $3,000 each. So it's something that when you're speaking with them, those are things you can talk about. I had a client last week, got a plan for $12,500 because he's only 67 years old. He says he's probably got another 20 years, but he says right now he feels that should be enough for what he wants to have done. And then he wanted to leave his 5 grandkids each $2,000. So what we did a plan for $22,500. He was the most happiest guy. What you do is you're planting seeds in people's minds because people do not think of the things that we do. Sometimes we have to help them. That's why we have to let them know and let them feel that the decision they're making is a smart one, it's a good one, it's going to make them sleep better, even though it's just a piece of paper. Yeah, it's going to give them peace of mind that when something happens, they're taken care of. Now, to retain more business or to get more business, forget retaining it, we got to first talk about getting it. Got to slow down a little bit. Because what ends up happening is that we get excited when somebody gives us buying signals. We get all wound up. Oh, this guy wants to buy. Yeah, Joe, it's something I need. I've been looking around for a while. Some of the plans I've been coming across are a little bit too expensive. Yet if yours is less expensive, I'll probably get something from you. So when we hear that, what happens is that now we start to speed up the process. Let me skip this step here. Let me skip this step here because the client's already told me he wants to buy something. When a client tells me he wants to buy something for me, I slow down because I've got no idea what the other guy did wrong, what the other lady did wrong. Did they do something wrong? Did they not explain how the program works? Did they not go into the details about the first premium payments? Did they tell the client that there was no waiting period? How did they do it? So what our job is to do is not to rush because they want it. Our job is to go a little bit slower to make sure that they buy it from us. Because no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, it's much easier for them to buy something from you based on the delivery the things that you say than for you to try to sell it to them being a little bit aggressive. Deals done. Everybody's happy. You've done everything. You've approved them on your computer. You show them you've been approved. You high five them. Whatever things you do to make you feel comfortable. When I leave the house, I like to shake hands. I like to tell them congratulations, you were approved with this program for $5,000, $10,000, whatever the face amount is. No matter what questions you have, you're going to call me. I don't care what it's about, how silly you may think it is, I want you to call me. It depends on your closing skills. I'm not going to go over closing skills today because that's another whole call. It's your closing skills that help you have less chargebacks. Because when you're done with the sale, you must go over with them why they made the sale. And that usually comes in the beginning when you knocked at the door. Yes, Ms. Jones, you sent this card in, want some information. Can I ask you why you sent the card in? What motivated you to send the card in? Why did you make this step to send this card in? They may tell you, well, I don't want my grandkids to be left responsible. I don't want my husband to be left responsible like my sister-in-law was left responsible when my husband's brother passed away. At the end of your sale, this I know for a fact is going to take care of your family to where they're not in the same situation as your sister-in-law was in. Same situation as your neighbor down the street was in. You're kind of retelling them what they told you before to make them click, click, click. Okay, that's the reason I bought this here. Okay? Now, always make sure you tell them that they made a great decision, which they have. Tell them that they got the best price in town, which they have. Tell them they've got the best agent, which is you, and they have. Your job is to always be talking good to them about all the things that you're going to do for them, starting from the hello to the goodbye to when something sad happens. They must have that little warm fuzzy feeling in their stomach that you're going to be there for them. Some agents say, I'm going to just have the policy delivered to you. When you get it, you got any questions, call me. I like to have the policy delivered to me. So it costs me an extra couple dollars, yet for me, it's kind of like another little insurance policy for me. When the policy comes to me, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to attach my company card on the policy. I'm going to put like a little I love you letter in there. Congratulations, you were approved with Prosperity, Royal Neighbors, Liberty Bankers, whatever company is your preference. You've been approved by them for $10,000 for $82.14. Congratulations. Got any questions, call me. Also on the bottom, PS, a little bit bigger writing. If you have any friends that I can share this information with, please give them a card. Okay? Put some extra cards in there for them. When you sit and kind of think about it, my thought process is this here. If I have the policy delivered to me, I spend 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, to open it up, pull it out, attach my card, put a little letter in there, and I've already got the letter situated with every carrier. All I got to do is put their name in there, take out the face amount, the dollar amount, boom, 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 done, gone, it's ready to go. This is why it's kind of nice when you start saving some money if you can hire an assistant to work for you to do 90% of the stuff I'm telling you now, other than being in the house with the client. Now the client gets it, and then you have a choice now. Do I want to call them in 3 or 4 days and say, Ms. Jones, this is Joe, your insurance agent, so to make sure you receive the policy I mailed to you? Some of you may not want to do that. Some of you may want to just text them. Ms. Jones, this is Joe. Just want to make sure you got your policy. You have any questions, give me a call. Also, anybody that needs my help to make them feel comfortable as I did with you, please give them my number. You're always talking nice, okay? Because what happens a lot of times is that you don't know who the person was before you. They don't know if they kept that person at the table, wherever they were, for a long period of time. It kind of twisted the arm to make them sign it. You want to be different. You want to be nice. When you leave their house to help preserve your sale, are you giving them any of the brochures from the carriers? Every carrier has them. They all have brochures. Leave them a brochure. Make sure your company card's attached to them. If it comes with level, graded, modified, guaranteed issue, whatever that says, if they qualify for the immediate, cross out the others. Okay? They get immediate, you got graded, you got modified, whatever, you cross out and say, listen, this does not pertain to you. You qualify for the immediate, circle it, highlight it, put a star next to it. This is the one that you get. People like holding something. When you leave a house and you say goodbye, have a great day, they don't feel they bought anything. But if you leave them some brochures from the carriers, all carriers have got either 2-color or 4-color prints. It's something that looks nice and it makes you look more professional. I love doing thank you cards. A thank you card, you can keep in your car. You can have them all made out already. Thank you very much for your business. And you put your name on the bottom, Joe. When you're through with somebody, you put down Mr. Jones or Frank, depending on how you spoke with him. You've already got your actual return sticker on the envelope. Put their address on it. Stamps already on it. Bam, bam, bam. Put it in the mail. Either when you get home or when you see a post office or you see a postman. Here, Mr. Postman, put this in the mail for me. Okay? Postcard's going to cost you 17 cents. I go to the dollar store. It used to be $1 for 10. Now it's $1.25 for either 6 or 8. So you're looking at maybe $1 more to send them a thank you card. Put your company card in there. Put a couple extra if you want. If you have any friends that need me, call me. Thank you very much. Old-fashioned way. Be different. Also can think about to stay in contact with your people is send them maybe a 4th of July card, middle of the year. Send them a birthday card. Send them an annual review card in December. Or better yet, send them an annual review about 2 months before their birthday. Say something like, it's your birthday coming up in 2 months, we can do an annual review. So in the event you want to add to what you already have, we'll get you at the younger age. Something to stay in front of them. I think about this here. If it costs me $3 to $4 extra per year to send them something and they don't cancel, I'm ahead of the game. My thoughts are, let's sit and say you make $500 on an application. Just a number I picked up, $500. You know how many $5 bills go in there? That's 100 $5 bills that go in there. So you sit and figure, if you lose one application, that's 100 cards you can send out per year, birthdays, holidays, whatever you want, to people before you stay in front of them. They may lose your company card. They may want to add to what they have. What other way better than have your card always in their face with a card? Be different. Chargebacks. Chargeback is something that you can control to a point, yet certain days you just can't ring the people back in. When I write somebody, I give them as much love as I can. If they say they want to call and cancel, hopefully they don't call the carrier directly. Sometimes the carrier will notify you, give you a little bit of time to go save it. I don't call them on the phone. I just stop by their house. If you need to call because they're kind of far away, say there's a form you've got to sign. Just walk in the house with a piece of paper, either if you're knocking or you call them, to find out the real reason why they want to cancel it. I'm here to have you fill out this form here. Do you have your policy? Yes, I do. So you start at the policy, Dear Rural Neighbors, application number, policy number 12345. Frank Jones wants to cancel. Mr. Jones, can I ask you kind of why you want to cancel? When you ask that question, that's all you ask. Can I ask you why you want to cancel? Don't say nothing else. Usually, they'll tell you the reason they want to cancel. They may tell you, well, I didn't realize I had another policy. I told my daughter about it. She already bought a policy from me 2 weeks ago. which I don't know how a daughter can buy a policy for somebody else unless you got a crooked agent out there doing things, okay? Or I thought about it and I just really can't afford it. Usually it's the I can't afford it, or it's too much money, or I've got a bill I've got to pay. So from there you got to go back into the sales mode. The reason why you bought this here is for peace of mind. We kind of worked it around your budget. Do you feel that is too much money for you to spend? Yes, a little too much money. Now you have the opportunity to say, well, listen, why don't we do this here? Instead of you spending that $82 a month, how does $60 a month sound? You don't want to lose it now, so you don't want to get greedy and go 82 to 80 to 77, okay? What about 50? How does 50 sound? Does 50 sound pretty good to you? What about 45, like $1.50 a day? Kind of wheeze your way down. I'd rather lose half the commission on a chargeback than to lose the whole thing, okay? And a lot of times they just need you there to reassure them that the decision they made was a good one. It was a smart one. You may need to reiterate how they're in good health and they get immediate benefits. If they cancel it and they want to get it again, usually when they're sick, the price will be even higher and they're not going to get immediate benefits. Sometimes people just need to hear this over and over. So, listen to what I said. Jay's going to put it on YouTube, as all of our calls are on YouTube. Stuff you liked on there, get it, listen to it over and over again to help you do better. If you want any information on the prosperity, which I think every one of you should call if you know nothing about it, Jay can send you that extra money you can make. With that said, you guys have a great day, great week. We love you. We appreciate you. Hit them hard, guys. Bye-bye.